Hey everybody, Jeff May here with my very good friend Todd Stashwick. Todd,
which camera am I looking at?
we can look at any camera you want to. The world is your oyster.
Well, it's a split oyster. It's like two choices.
It's your choister.
It's my choister.
We
in a cloister.
I love talking to you. Of course, we've talked about, you've done stuff on 12 Monkeys and Gotham, Supernatural, so many awesome credits.
12 Monkeys.
I said that one.
Gotham.
We said Gotham. We did
Buffy.
Angel.
Enterprise.
So that's some.
Teen Wolf.
You are.
I am. My life is what? It's a
nerd circus.
Wow.
Well, it's so funny because I've been walking around the floor, and I came across you, and we go back a little bit.
We do.
This is your name, and then there's nothing related to any of the media that you have done,
and yet all of it.
And yet you have this, and you let me steal a copy of it.
Yeah.
This book, Mystic Libations.
That's my book.
By Todd Stashwick.
And Brandon Cleely.
Otherwise
known as Trader Brandon.
Trader Brandon, like
Trader,
Trader?
like Jungle Cruise.
Okay, Trader.
Like Trader Vic's. Trader Joe's.
So for all the werewolves of London, engage it.
Yeah.
So now I'm really excited about this. First and foremost, I'm just tickled that this project of yours has come to fruition.
Yeah.
This is and I'm going to try to summarize it. You can correct me if you want. Essentially a D&D centric, I want to say recipe book, but it's a cocktail
book.
Okay, so where in the H would you even come up with an idea like this?
So during the pandemic,
what pandemic?
I'll let you. We'll talk after.
Okay.
So during the fundemic, during the pandemic, Trader Brandon, who was a fan of 12 Monkeys, found me. He does Instagram interviews.
Okay.
And he's like, hey, I want to interview you because we're fans of 12 Monkeys. I said, all right. So I jump on. I'm chatting with him. I'm a big tiki drink fan. I love the tiki culture. And he had never played D&D. And we struck up a very quick friendship. He's a former Imagineer. He had done Trader Sam's. Art directed it.
Okay, so in Disneyland.
Yeah, so as we were playing D&D now online, I'm teaching him the game, and he is my Sherpa into all things tiki. We started making recipes for the games.
Okay.
And the more recipes, sort of nerd-themed, D&D-themed, fantasy RPG-themed drinks, we kind of collected them up and went, I think we're onto something.
I think we got a book.
And then we kickstarted it. We pre-sold 1,000 copies.
A massive success on Kickstarter. Yeah.
And now it is for sale at thenerdcircus.com.
Yeah. So I'm fascinated by this book, and again, it's called Mystic Libations.
Yeah.
Because not only do you have the recipes, and you have them, they're in order of alcohol
ingredients. So it's like it's rum and tequila, then it's gin and vodka, then it's whiskeys and bourbons and scotches.
So, and there's a through line in the book.
It's a story that is told through the whole book.
And then it culminates in
an actual playable adventure.
A playable D&D level adventure with all the.
You use the 5th edition rules. So we're not an official D&D book. It's a fantasy RPG book, but we use the D&D rules for that adventure.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what I love about this, and one of the things that I find the most fascinating, is that if one were to think of you, they would think primarily of the roles that you play, the make-believe that you engage in, and this is related in the make-believe as well.
That's where
D&D.
I live.
But then to create to create a product, and to bring you're just out there, and I hate to use the phrase, that's like a random dude just selling your book.
I'm but a vendor.
And then people are like, I think that's the 12 Monkeys guy. I was at your booth and somebody was buying one, and they looked at you, and it took a second, and then they were like, aren't you an actor? And you're like, yeah, but I'm also an author now, and I do that. And I mean, you've worked on a ton of projects as well, and you've worked outside of just acting as well, a writer.
Yes, I write video games and screenplays and teleplays. Yeah.
So like by sort of having all that diversity in your background of,
Yep.
of what you engage in. Like, is there anything that you are working on, like in the future, of like writing projects or like acting
Well,
projects?
I have a video game that I wrote that's coming out in I co-wrote that's coming out in the spring
Okay,
called
great.
Forspoken for the PS5, Square Enix project Luminous. I am working with Skydance New Media on a Marvel game that I'm part of the writing group of that. And then acting wise, I got a thing that I can't talk about.
That is such a wonderful Hollywood answer of I have an NDA and I can't talk about it, but I'm looking forward to the project. I can infer that it's something pretty fantastic, and I'm very
I can't
excited to hear
complain.
about it. Yeah,
I can't complain. It makes my little nerd heart happy.
definitely. If you get a chance, guys, head over to the Nerd Circus and also check out Todd across all social medias.
You're so kind.
That is true. That is also.
I have a lot of fun on the social media.
I do. You do. You have a blast. Very nerdy stuff. You do nerdy workouts. You do D&D.
I do.
Such
Yeah,
great.
I work out at Hero's Journey in Burbank.
You do. You do.
Which is a nerd-themed gym.
You cannot be. You can't not be immersed in the nerd world, and I love that so much. Todd Stashwick, thank you so much for
Thanks,
joining
Jeff
me.
May.
Oh, he
Thanks,
knows
Jeff
my
May.
name. Thank you all so
We've
much.
broken bread.
We have broken so much bread together.
Yeah.
I'm so excited that we got to talk
Yeah.
on camera for the who knows what time at this point.
And
in
we'll
time.
come back.
So
we'll
many
do this
times.
again.
And we'll keep coming
This
back.
is the first of many.
Todd Stashwick. Check out the Nerd Circus, everybody. See you later.